Hello, here we are at Silverstone for the EKS Silverstone Showdown. I'm just going to take you through the format. We've got 3 heats, each with a one-shot quali to decide the position. And the points that you accumulate from your heats will determine which final you're in from A to the E final. This is our outlap for the first qualifying. I did 3 practice sessions before. Came first in the first one, third in the second one, and second in the last one. So I was feeling pretty confident going into this, hopefully looking for a good result. We're going to skip straight to our one-shot quali lap here. See head down, coming down the main straight. Getting the car in nicely for turn 1. Really fun track here at Silverstone actually, especially in these karts. I feel like they suit the track quite well. We come into turn 3, a little bit wide of the apex, but not any major issues. Come round into the alternate layout of the track, taking nice tight lines. Been pretty good laps so far. Getting through the right-hander, so we're really trying to get the car in, but pretty tidy as we head into fast chicane over the curve on the exit. Now coming down into whatever this corner's called, I don't even know. Really tidy through there. Getting a nice run up the hill into this long right-hander. And then coming into the final part of the lap, is crucial part of the lap for the lap time. So we come into the first hairpin, nicely done. Coming into the second hairpin, again hitting our markers. We come to the final corner, a little bit of curb, but it's not the end of the world. Head ducking to the line, and we give it a hop, and that actually does put us on pole for the first heat of the day. Well, we're in heat 3, but this is our first heat of the day. Pretty chuffed with that one to get us on pole for the first heat of the day. We've got some quick drivers in this one. We've got Ross Samwell starting in P2. We've got Don Balasaitis, very quick driver, a couple positions behind, and then we've also got drivers like Callum Bendelow and a few others in this race. So you can't even see the green flag from this camera view from where I'm starting, but it's about to come down soon. Had to skip across a bit, but we're underway from pole here, having a pretty good reaction off the line, maintaining our position. We don't need to defend into turn 1. So just hoping to try and extend out as much as we can here. Just take the heat win, get some points in the bag. Myself and Ross Sandwell had a borderline agreement where we just wanted to try and pull away at the front, work together, just so we can secure some good points at the start of the day, just to set off nicely. If we started battling in these early stages, we would fall into the clutches of the drivers behind. So here we are on lap 1. Just looking to drive consistently, not worry about what's on behind. Just looking to bump draft away from the rest of the pack, not get swallowed up and involved in any battling. And we're taking some tidy lines here. We're looking to be doing all right. And I'm going to be honest, literally not much happened in this race at all. Ross Samwell, with quite a lot of pace, he was really pushing us along. But we get to the last lap here, and we can see he's trying to attack at us. We go semi-defensive into turn 1, looking to hold our position as Ross Samwell very quick in this one. And we go hard on the anchors into turn 3, holding the brake so he doesn't get the switch back. He actually appears on our right hand side there momentarily, and I thought he flew off the track straight across the grass. He hit the marbles on the outside whilst trying to go for the outside move and really understeered off. So we've actually pulled out a 1 to 2 second gap because of that mistake from Ross Samwell there. And I look behind and I can see that, so we just need to stay composed, take some nice and easy lines, and get to the end of this one really. Coming up the hill, edging the cart forward, just need to stay calm and composed, and we should be able to take the first heat of the day, our first heat of the day. Come around hairpin 2. Nice and tidy stuff. Heading towards the final corner for our first heat of the day. And yeah, take the win in this one. See, quite pleased to start the day off on a high. Taking a heat win, very strong grid. Little fist bump to Ross Samwell there as he kind of pushed us along. Had quite a lot of pace. I don't think we had too much pace, but we were really sensible in our choices and didn't want to battle too much, as we could have got swallowed up by some of the drivers behind. Moving on to qualifying here for heat 2 of the day. This is where our day started to go downhill a little bit. I mean, we drew kart 6, which I'd heard bad things about, but I was still willing to, give it a go, see what I could do, because I felt pretty confident with my pace. But we could see quite early that there was a significant turning issue with this car. I mean, we just struggled so much with the understeer, and the more you understeer in these cars, the more you naturally want to turn, but then it only makes the issue worse as you just start to overheat the fronts as you scrub more and more every time. But we're willing to give it our best shot and see if we could maximise the result in this car. We'll move on to the opening of our lap. Into turn 1, you see how much understeer we have in the car, having to turn way more than the last car we had, and we just drift a bit wide at the apex. Into turn 3 again, we just can't get the car to turn. We end up wide on the rumble strip. Turn 4 and turn 5, pretty okay through that snaky section of the track into this right-hander. So much understeer, as you see how much lock we're having to put on just to get the car to get in. Through the chicane, not the worst, not the best. Coming back down the hill again into a pretty fun corner, to be fair, and we actually did alright. So this lap isn't turning out to be the worst of laps. Have to see how we do through the final sector of the track, coming into hairpin 1. We get the car in nicely, picking up the throttle and getting it back over to the right hand side for hairpin 2, and again pretty tidy. So what was turning out to be a poor first half of the lap, we seem to have picked it up a bit through the second part of the lap. Head down to the line, we want to see where we end up, and it is going to be P6 as we cross the line. Not too disheartened with that. I mean, heat of 20 people, we're still in the top battle, we still have a shot of getting a decent result. And P6, it's not the worst. We still have, it's early in the day and it's still a good starting position for us to bag some points. So here we go then, off the line. Decent getaway. Blake Hutton covers us off there. Robert Crawford in the middle there, not getting the greatest of launches, and we stay around his outside, following Blake through. Coming into turn 3, we use the middle of the track just to solidify our position, and that's +1 on the start, up to P5, which is not too bad. I'll take P5 in this heat. P5's a decent amount of points. Obviously we won the first one. A P5 and another kind of top 5 finish would really set us up with a good opportunity for a good spot in the A final. But we can see that the top 3 are already breaking away, and they've just got quite a bit more pace than we do at the moment. This driver ahead, not driving the best at the moment. We decide to take our opportunities. We go down the inside into hairpin 1, and hopefully he can bump draft us up and we can catch the pack ahead. See, we pointing forwards there, and to use his head. Maybe we can try and catch up to the guys ahead, but I'm just really struggling to hit my apexes at the moment. This kart was not wanting to turn. We're having to do everything we can to get some good corners out of it, but you see we're really struggling here in kart 6, and with them working together at the front, I don't think there will be much more we can do here. We've almost gone off the track there at turn 3. We're all over the place at the moment. Yeah, we're just losing more and more time, and then we get absolutely moved out of the way. Horrible move. We just give him a nice thumbs up there. But yeah, he came and apologised after, and yeah, no hard feelings. Could have been caused by a bit of loading from behind. But yeah, then see, he gets in front of me, and then immediately he's starting to miss his apexes again and holding us up, whereas we were holding him up. So I'm eager to get back past it. Well, hopefully he can kind of lock in and start hitting his apexes, and we can kind of follow him. And if they start battling up ahead, maybe we can get some more positions. But I'm just kind of wary that he might start defending from us, as we make another mistake in the final corner. We just run wide onto the rumble strips. See, the motor on this kart was actually quite good, but it was just the handling that we were really struggling with. You can see in turn 1 it's just so much less planted than the kart we had in the last heat. We're starting to fall away from the back of Blake Hutton here. So hopefully, yeah, there's a big mistake from him there, and we are starting to catch back up a bit, and hopefully he can make a couple more of those mistakes, and we can catch up, because we're making the mistakes as well. He might have a similar issue with a kart that isn't wanting to do what he wants, but yeah, we come back down the hill into Bridge Corner, I think it's called. See loads of corrections on the wheel, but absolutely none of that in the first kart. We skip forward here, and we have now made it back up to the bumper of this kart ahead, and we're going to go for a big send down the inside hairpin 1, make a bit of contact, but yeah, we get to the apex, and nice move there. And then we get a bit of a hit from behind, and we can see we're giving a bit of a sarcastic thumbs up there. We're not too happy with that one, as we make a nice clean move on him, and then just completely barges us out of the way into hairpin 2. And now there's another kart down our inside. So yeah, not too happy with that one. Go into hairpin 1. We slot in behind Elliot Gregory, who is decently quick in this one, and we hope to see if he can make the move here, because we had a couple of failed overtakes where we just got re-overtaken. So let's give him a shot. He does make the move down the inside into turn 4. We have to slot him behind, but can we look at making a move stick just like Elliot did there? So in behind Blake Hutton, just kind of looking for a way through, kind of waiting for the right opportunity, and trying to see where his weaker points in the track, so we can try and capitalise. He makes a mistake there. We're right on his bumper coming up the hill. Goes a bit defensive. Not sure why, but yeah, we're going to try and go for it again into hairpin 1. He defends, but we're going to have a late switch to the inside. Proper good move down the inside there into hairpin 1. Staying middle of the track into hairpin 2, so we don't get moved out of the way again when we went down the hairpin 1 last time. And yeah, let's try and see if we can stick with Elliot Gregory and try and get back past, because he's pulled a little bit of a gap on us, as we're actually on to the last lap here. So looking to see if we can try and get P4 in this race. We're currently in P5, looking for P4. See Elliot Gregory notices us behind. We go a little bit defensive from the drivers behind, just so they don't think about sending a silly move. You can see how much we're gaining through some of these tighter sections. That was probably my strongest kind of corner from this layout. Yeah, Elliot running a bit wide there, and we are firmly in his wheel tracks, and we can try and see if we can look for a move into the final sector. So he's checking over his shoulder. He knows we're there. He's gone a bit deep into the bridge corner. We are now right on his bumper, so he's going to have to go defensive into the final couple of corners, and we're going to see if we can try and make a move into hairpin 1. He covers it off, so not anything doing into there. Not a big enough gap to try and get down the inside like we did on the other driver. but now we're going for the switch back out of hairpin 2. Can we squeeze our way up the inside? Not quite, as he comes back to cover it off, going a bit deep into the final corner. We do have the run. He's going to come and cover it off, and we go straight over the grass, taking the lawnmower line and taking P4 here in Heat 2. So yeah, a bit of an unconventional overtake, one that maybe he was not expecting, but we do get the move and P4 in this heat, so a good result, good points, and that's probably the best we could have done there. So yeah, jumping straight into Heat 3 quali. Now this is where the day goes really downhill. We pulled kart 22, and kart 22 had been a bit of a hot topic on lack of straight line speed and just lack of overall performance. But you know, I was willing to get in it, have a go, and see what we could do. Just trying to get our tyres warm on this outlap. We're actually, for our third heats, we've moved on to the international layout, which I have driven before. Probably prefer this layout a little bit more to the alternate one, but the alternate one is not bad at all. So yeah, instead of coming round to the right, we go down the long straight and into the hairpin. Pretty cool corner, pretty good overtaking opportunities. But yeah, we're going to jump straight into our Heat 3 quali lap. Doing a bit of a bum shuffle down the straight this time. Different aerodynamic technique, probably a bit pointless, but hey ho. Coming into turn 1, hooked on the apex pretty nicely, and turn 2, easy flat out. Coming to turn 3, a bit more important this time as it leads to a bit of a longer straight. We just about get there as we head into the chicane. Really fun chicane, flat out over the curbs on the exit, and then coming down into bridge corner. See, nice and smooth inputs, pretty good so far. I'm really happy with this lap so far. We get a bit of a break in the middle of it as we start the second half of the lap into the hairpin at the top of the hill. Pretty nice, pretty smooth, happy with that. Coming into this right-hander, then chicane, easy flat through there. We come into the last sector, a little bit wide of the apex, but not the worst in the world. Nice and tight to the apex on the left-hander. Coming down into the final corner now, crucial that we get this right, and we do. We maximise the track on the exit and the entry. Pretty good lap in general, I thought. But yeah, the power on this car meant even with that pretty decent lap, I thought we were only managed to get P5 on the grid, which is not the worst. But yeah, we'd have hoped for a little bit more than that if we want to make our way in the sharp end of the A final. So yeah, not best pleased, but we'll give it our best shot. So yeah, here we go then. Marshall waves the green flag. We get off the grid, and a pretty good reaction, I thought, but we've immediately lost the place to Jules Larkin there, and we've got someone on our outside as well. So you can see, even despite that good reaction, kart 22 really just does not have the oomph out of the corners. But yeah, semi-defensive into turn 3, and this is where it all kind of kicks off as the heavens open and nobody knows, and everybody goes skirting across the grass. See Dave Sumner telling everyone to slow down, but everybody goes absolutely piling in. Coming up the hill, we've got a bit of a run on Ross Samuel and Edgar Azevedo. You can see the slippery surface flags are out. No one has any idea how much grip they're going to have, and we're kind of hung out to dry. We've got Dave on our inside and Barry Lakes on the outside, and we've lost quite a few positions there. But just trying to take some wet lines, we get an absolutely weldy double switch back there, and we find ourselves in the middle of Edgar Azevedo and this other driver. Someone launches out the inside. We completely have to turn out of the corner, and this kart's absolutely flying everywhere like bowling pins. And then yeah, that is not the best move from that driver there. We've lost quite a few positions, and now we're being absolutely freight trained, stuck on the outside, almost in the grass, and the entire grid's upper inside, and we're down into, I think, about 16th here, but we've got a good run. about 4 karts in each line down the straight, and I'm thinking I need to get to the inside because I've been barreled out of the way on the outside many times. Just trying to find our way, just trying to survive. There's quite a lot of contact between everyone trying to fight over position on the track. We get launched out wide. Jack Bromham up ahead now, very quick driver. Can we look for a move? No, he goes to the inside, and this driver comes absolutely flying across the track. See, I'm not best pleased there. Silly antics, really. But yeah, launching it over the curves, just trying to get used to the wet condition. Never driven this track layout in the wet, and never driven at 90 kilos weight limit in the wet, so it was quite a bit different, quite a bit less grip than we had when we did the Wednesday round midweek at 70 kilos, which we actually did quite well in. So I was looking forward to driving in the wet and knowing, we have some good pace. It might kind of help the fact that kart 22 was struggling on power. We see quite a lot of battling up ahead. Is that Zach Watson off the track? Can't tell. But yeah, just looking for some grip. You can see everyone's trying loads of different lines, lots of battling up ahead. Can we try and get involved? Yeah, as we're behind Jack Bromham, looking for a switchback, doesn't quite do. Yeah, absolute ding-dong battling. It's about 4 wide. Jack Bromham goes for an insane move, get a double overtake, moving the rest of them out of the way and muscling his way through as we're getting into the final corner. Bit of a twitch, and yeah, we get absolutely rinsed down the straight. I mean, even though it wasn't the best final corner, we've still been absolutely left. But yeah, we're not going to let that get us down as we're looking to try and make progress in this race. We're now about P12, I'm pretty sure, P11. You should be able to see it on the steering wheel, but I don't think the screen is working, or I just can't see from here. But yeah, we're looking for a switch back on Jack Bromham. I want to work together with him because quick driver, a friend of mine also, and we can look to make some positions up and try and salvage what was that carnage for lap 1. Yeah, looking right behind him here as we go a little bit over the rumble strips, and we've absolutely been dropped on the exit and driven past. So not the most ideal. We keep our nose in on the inside, but yeah, just absolutely no grip, and we couldn't just launch him off the track. So yeah, we've lost the position to Jules Larkin there. Not much we could do about that, but we just want to get our head down, try and see if we can make some progress, as there's quite a few karts up ahead that we could pick up these positions. So yeah, just trying to follow Jules Larkin here and see what we can do. Trying a few different lines to see where we can find the grip, but it's just on the exits we're getting absolutely decimated. See, we take a good line through there and down the straight, you see they're just pulling away. Even with such strong slipstream around this Silverstone circuit and this long straight, we've just been absolutely dropped on the straight, which is really not ideal. But hopefully we can make it back up in the corners because the karts did seem to handle quite well. We take a good line through here, right behind Larkin and Jack Bromham. A little bit of a check up here and a bit of a load train. That's completely my bad, but there's a bit of a hand wave contest going on between all 3 of us. We actually gained the position on Jack Bromham there, flying over the curbs in the chicane, and yeah, we have to settle into what is now P9. Larkin makes a bit of a mistake. Can we try and get the run? We've actually got a good run this time due to the mistake, but yeah, we go down the inside looking to get the move. We do get the move this time. We avoid that inside racing line where the rubber is and the less grip, and we do actually manage to get the move, but we've got a bit too deep and we've been overtaken. So all of that was for pretty much nothing. Hopefully we can get back at Jules Larkin here as he launches the inside curve, makes a bit of a mistake. We're looking to attack him into hairpin 2, trying to get the cut back. Nothing quite doing there. Yeah, no, it's a bit annoyed at him. Not sure why. He's got a bit deep, and we do actually manage to get past it. down the straight due to the mistake from him, and we move up into P8, I believe. So yeah, not the worst, but we're wanting some more positions as he comes back up or inside as the track starts to dry. He goes for the inside line, and we don't quite discover that in time. He goes defensive. Everyone's sliding all over the place as we're looking to try and get the run into chicane. We're really not pleased with Jules Larkin here, but yeah, we are trying to see if we can look for a move. He goes defensive. We're looking to go for the outside and then go back up the inside here. That'd be a good move if I can make it stick, but he manages to hang around the outside and completely motors away from us. So yeah, not the greatest sequence of corners, but I'm confident we can still try and have a go at him for the latter stage of this race. But it is actually the last lap this time. Felt like a pretty short heat as there was so much going on, such a small space of time. But yeah, last lap this time, not managing to hold on to that position, which is quite unfortunate. So we have to settle for P9 in the end of this one as we come round the final corner for the final time in the heats. Yeah, unfortunately only P9, so our results are P1 in the first one, P4 in the second one, and then P9, which puts us 13th overall for the heats classification. And yeah, the A final works slightly differently. So out of the 20 drivers that qualified for the A final, you actually get to choose what kart you want, the order of points that you've accumulated from the heats. So drivers like Benjamin Hamilton, Dave Sumner and Ross Samwell, they were the first 3 picks. We ended up with the 13th pick, and which is obviously a huge deciding factor, as the kart disparity isn't the best, but it's definitely not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, the karts that I planned on picking actually had all been taken, so we ended up just picking a random one as we were quite pushed for time in the pit lane picking karts. So yeah, we picked kart 17, and as I found out, it was a decent kart. It definitely handled quite well, but the top end was lacking just a little bit, as you'll probably be able to see, compared to the people who had first picks of karts. But yeah, happy to at least have a kart that handled well and I could really drive consistently with. So yeah, it's now a bit darker, as the gap between heat 13, which was my third heat, and the A final was quite a long period of time, as you can clearly see. So clear visors fully on. But yeah, just trying to get a feel for this kart in the outlap here. Really trying to warm up the tyres, you can see there. And yeah, we'll get straight into qualifying. I've not actually watched this lap back yet, so this will be the first time watching this back. So yeah, heading into turn 1, let's see how we do. Pretty neat and tidy, getting slightly over that inside curb, and yeah, getting to the apex, which is always a good thing. Coming into turn 3, carry quite a bit of speed, so yeah, first sector, pretty good here. So we head through the flat out chicane, easy flat, hopping over the curb on the exit, as now we head down the hill into Ridge Corner, taking a nice late apex, really getting a good drive up the hill. I'm pretty pleased with this so far, as you can see, head tucking down the straight, really trying to edge the kart on, as we come into this top hairpin here. Over the curb a little bit, which wouldn't have been the most ideal thing in the world, but yeah, not the worst. We follow it round through this chicane, and then coming into the last sector of the lap, yeah, meet the first apex nicely, really getting it pinned in. Second hairpin pretty good, because we've actually caught up to Elliot Tuesday there. He seems to have a bit of a kart problem, Connecticut Racing Team teammate, of course. So yeah, we kind of point him to tell him to go into the pits, because obviously this kart is very, very slow. Yeah, we come across the line, and that is P7 on the grid, which I wasn't too disheartened about, considering we had the 13th kart pick. So in theory, that should mean that I have the 13th best kart. I definitely think it was probably better than the 13th best kart, but yeah, it was not as quick as the front runners of some of the some of the stronger karts in the fleet. But yeah, not too disheartened with P7. So let's get straight into the race. The marshal drops the green flag and we are underway. We're coming straight over to the left to cover off whoever's behind. I'm not sure who that is at the moment. But yeah, really just trying to slot into our position and see what we can do here on the first lap. Behind Salvador Newman here, wearing a pink lid. It's not his lid. Yeah, a bit weird seeing that one. We go semi-defensive from the guys behind, but as you can see there, we pulled away from a little bit on the exit there, but not enough for me to think that the car is awful. So that's definitely a positive. As we're looking to see if we can find a way through. Sal goes up the inside of Ross there. We have Brandon Williams up the inside of us. Good move from him. We're losing a little bit on the top end, which is not ideal, but the car drives well, so that's the main thing. We have a driver upper inside now. Janetta Suit there coming through, and also Edgar Azevedo coming through. So we've lost quite a few positions just down that straight. The driver's then able to get upper inside, and we're going back for the move on Edgar Azevedo, and Ollie Smith comes upper inside as well. We're now 3 wide coming into hairpin 2. We look for the switchback. We get a nice switchback, double switchback. Kind of through goes Hamilton moment there. But yeah, we're just losing time for this silly squabbling, and I just want to work with them to catch the guys ahead because they're starting to get away. And we can actually see there Salvador Newman, he's having a bit of a car issue. His car is actually cut out, so we're able to go down the inside into turn 1. Unfortunate for him, but that's a position for us, so I don't care. Here we come into turn 3, nice and tidy. We just want to see if we can catch up to the guys ahead. The Janetta Suit up ahead. Not sure who he is, but he's clearly quick if he's up here in the A final. So yeah, just looking to put in some neat lines. A little bit of the curve, they're not ideal, but the Janetta Suit's out on the rumble strip and he's lost quite a bit of time out of that corner. So we're really determined to catch up here and try and make some progress in this race. In the apex nicely, we are starting to pull up to the back of this Janetta Suit driver as we come into the last sector. A bit too far back to think about a move, but we hook that up nicely. As I say, car handled very, very well, and we're able to just place the car exactly where we wanted. I'm trying to tell him to work together as he's driving a bit slow now and he's losing us quite a bit of time for the guys ahead, and he's actually hit the curb and run out wide. So we're able to get down the inside. It's going to be a drag race towards turn 1. And I'm telling him, don't fight this. I'm a bit quicker and we can work together to catch the guys ahead. We get back down the inside, and that is us up into P7, I believe, on the dash. Back to where we started, back to square one. So not the most ideal first couple of laps, but not the worst in any case. Hopping over the curb on the exit of the chicane. Not much battling going on ahead, which is quite annoying, as the more they battle, the more we will start to gain. With such a close grid and high caliber of drivers, it's going to be very hard to kind of pull up to them if they're slipstreaming on each other. Even if we drive very, very well, maximum we could probably gain per lap is a couple tenths. So yeah, it's not going to be easy in this one to make a few more positions. Right now we're by ourselves, just trying to place the car correctly. Getting a little bit of a snap there at hairpin 2, but not the worst. As we come around the final corner, nice and tidy, and you skip forward a couple laps and we can see they're going at it up ahead. Ben Paynes and Brandon Williams are starting to fight. Ended up actually pulling quite a big gap to the cars behind due to the battling, but Edgar Azevedo has emerged out of that battling going on behind, and he is catching us by about a tenth or two a lap, I remember. But yeah, there's quite a lot of battling going up ahead. We don't seem to have the pace, but once the battling occurs, we see Ben Payne start to fall out of the slipstream, and that is really crucial, as now we are able to, if we just drive better, with 12 minutes to go in this final, we should be able to catch up to the back of him. So yeah, as we can see there, we're starting to make amends, about a tenth or two a lap on Ben Payne's. As we come around the final corner, nice and tidy stuff. We're really able to drive consistent in this car. I mean, it felt very good to drive. Just lacked the top end speed, as we can probably see later in this race as we catch up to Ben Payne's. But yeah, really just trying to churn out the laps, put some consistent laps in, as Edgar Azevedo, as I mentioned, quite quick behind us and approaching at a tenth or two a lap, and with 12 minutes left in this race, that meant he would end up catching up to us, as he is 2 seconds behind. I could see him getting a bit closer, but I could see myself getting a bit closer to the drivers ahead. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting end to this race as we all start to kind of merge together as the drivers behind catch up, but we catch up to the drivers ahead. So should be a exciting battle towards the end. We skip forward now to what I believe was my fastest lap of the race. I'm pretty sure this was the lap, as I think I remember seeing that quickest time on my dashboard, but I'm not entirely sure. Turn 3, nice and tight, really getting to the apex, coming into the chicane, easy flat, flying over the curb on the exit. You can see we're really catching up to our teammate Ben Payne's here. As we can see, I'm kind of taunting him as we go up the straight, try and get in his head a little bit, but yeah, good friend of mine and Connecticut Racing teammate Ben Payne's. Yeah, just trying to get him a bit nervous, you know, as I'm catching at a rate of knots here, and he knows we're catching, trying to get in his head a little bit. But yeah, come around hairpin 1, flying over the curb on the inside there, not the most ideal, but not too bad. We come out of hairpin 2, giving Ben a lovely wave, as if to say, you know, I'm right behind you now, get nervous. But yeah, really trying to catch up to Ben here, trying to urge the kart forward, trying to get into the slipstream, as the slipstream is very, very strong around Silverstone. Come through turn 1, you can see we're a bit closer to the apex than Ben, as we're really gaining through these corners in the track. Taking quite a different line into turn 3, but it ends up working. Now we're right in the wheel tracks here, in the slipstream. So we want to see if we can make a move. I did originally want to work with Ben, as Edgar Azevedo is catching the both of us here. If we start battling, he's going to be right on our tail as we get into the slipstream, but still we're being pulled away from a little bit, but we're able to make up for it in the corners. In this kart, very good in the corners. So you can see there just how much more grip we do have than Ben. As we come through the chicane, can we see if we can make a move into hairpin 1? He goes a little bit defensive, and now I'm thinking, right, I need to go for it, because he's going to defend and Edgar's going to catch up. So we go down the inside, a bit over the curb, a little bit of contact, and we did actually receive a penalty for this move. And yeah, I didn't think it was a penalty at the time, and I chose to appeal it, as I'd watched the GoPro footage, and it doesn't seem too bad. I seem to be getting the run out of hairpin 1 and getting up his inside. Yeah, and he turned across a little bit. So you can see he's now driven round our outside, as you can see the speed difference on the straight, but we do have the cornering advantage. So Ben Payne's going defensive, we take a way wider line, we've got the run, can we squeeze ahead before the chicane? We're going to go side by side, as we do manage to slot in ahead of Ben there. That could have ended in tears and one of us over the grass, but we're both alive. And now Edgar is fully on our bumper as well, so now I've got 2 karts right behind me, no one else in sight, so we need to start thinking about defending for as long as we can, and try and keep our position. We're currently P6, but obviously at the time he had the penalty to hand, which did end up getting removed, as I was speaking about, because I don't think it really was a penalty, to be honest. Some of you may think it was, but I don't really think it wasn't. But yeah, we're wary of the 2 drivers behind. Yeah, we want to see if we can keep this position, as it's probably the best result we could have had in this race. But yeah, we're just trying to break the toe a little bit down the start-finish straight, as we can see them gaining a huge amount in the slipstream, in the suck down the straight. Yeah, coming into turn 3 now, taking a wide line, and Ben Payne's come flying up the inside. We've absolutely sent him to the shops, put him on skates. But yeah, I do fondly remember us staring each other down out of that corner and just kind of laughing, because we're just having a great battle here. Connecticut Racing Team teammate Ben, we come back down the straight. No need to go defensive this time, as he's not too close, as I think he started battling a little bit with Edgar Azevedo. Coming through the chicane now. We go defensive here, as Ben's got the run on us. Go defensive into hairpin 1. Defensive again into hairpin 2. Can he get the switch back on us? Hopefully not, and he doesn't manage to. So yeah, keeping our position here into the final corner. And down the straight, I know they're going to be right behind me. They'll look over our shoulder. We don't seem the need to defend this time. So maybe they weren't on the back of us. Going through turn 2. Nothing much happening really. Turn 3, really fun corner actually, in these karts. If you have one that handles well, like the one we have here, it's just really fun to throw it in with loads of speed, as it's so wide on the entry. You can take quite a lot of speed into it. Skipping forward here, and we are fully defensive on the white line, as we've got Edgar Azevedo trying to have a go at us into turn 1, but we managed to move back over for the racing line before he manages to get there. Coming into turn 3 now, probably had a look over our shoulder and felt that we didn't need to defend, but I know he is right there and he could go for a send at any time. So we're just trying to drive smooth lines through the chicane, coming down into the bottom corner. Decent through there, and he is right behind us, so we move a little bit more central on the straight, just so he doesn't think about going for it, which he doesn't. He's sitting behind for now. Yeah, coming through into the second half of the lap, over that curve. Not the most ideal thing in the world, but yeah, he's right on our bumper now, so we're going defensive into hairpin 1. Nothing doing from there. Defensive into hairpin 2 again. Is he going to look for the switchback? We're looking around, we're trying to see where he is. We go defensive, but he does manage to get up or inside. Ballsy move there. Little bit of contact, but overall pretty fair. And you can see he's just pulling away from us down the straight, so we tuck back into the slipstream, seeing what we can do. Edgar Azevedo fully defensive, and we're on to the last lap now of this race, so we want to take the place back from Edgar Azevedo as he goes defensive, but we go for a lunge down the inside anyway. Very good move, I thought, at the time. Yeah, pretty happy with that one, as we're coming through the chicane now, down into bridge corner. We go a little bit defensive. He's not close enough to go for a massive dive, but we're going to be a bit compromised coming out of this corner as we move over to the right. But Edgar Azevedo ducks to our right, and we don't manage to cover him off as he gets there at the last second. So we move back over to the left, looking for a switchback. We don't manage to do that. He goes defensive. We're going to go for a massive send down the inside. Doesn't quite work. We get a helping push from Ben Payne's behind, and we're looking to see if we can attack him into hairpin 1. We go down the inside, even though the door is shut. We find a small gap up the inside, and we take the place. We're going around hairpin 2, and we can see the drivers behind there side by side, so no need to go defensive into the last corner. And we come across the line. It's going to be P6 on the road, but P5 as a penalty for another driver ahead means we take P5. So yeah, pretty happy with that after struggling a little bit with our latter 2 heats. So P5 overall, pretty pleased. The win was just a bit out of reach after the heats, I think, with the 13th kart pick, but I feel like we maximised everything we could today. yeah, hope you enjoyed. This is my first time at this YouTube thing. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one.